Hey guys, what's up? This is Shubhadeep from eGadgets for you, and this is a very new Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 model, better known as the Samsung Galaxy A5s. So in this video, let's dig deep into the full specs and review and performance of this particular handset. As is quite evident in the recent launch of the Samsung Galaxy A5 and the Samsung Galaxy A7, they have come up with a newer version of the 2016 model, also known as A5s. On physical overview, at the top of this particular handset, we do find the second nano SIM slot over here, the noise cancellation speakers. Towards the top end, we do find the earpiece, Samsung branding, 5 megapixel shooter at the front, the sensors, the 5.2 inch of screen beneath that, and just at the bottom you find the home button, the back button and the multitasking button. Now one thing that we need to mention over here is that it's covered by a Corning Gorilla Glass 4 at the front as well as at the back. The full handset is made out of metal as well. As a result of the Corning Gorilla Glass 4, it's a finger magnet both at the front as well as at the back. It does gives a lot of impression of your hand in this particular handset. Moving ahead with the physical overview, towards the bottom we do have the 3.5mm jack input point, the USB connector, the USB charger point, speaker grills, microphone. On the left hand side we find the volume rockers, the buttons which are built with metal and nicely crafted also. Towards the right hand side we find the screen lock button or the power on and off button, and the tray to insert the fast nano SIM and the micro SD card. Towards the back we have a 13 megapixel shooter with LED flash, Samsung branding, and the Samsung Galaxy A5s or the 2016 model, better known as, it obviously gives you a great feeling, royal feeling, feels good to the hand, good for one hand usage, and obviously very nicely crafted, looks superior. On the swipe down menu, in the toggle menus you find the ultra data saving mode and the power saving mode buttons present over here. Moving ahead with the settings and navigating to about device, you find this particular phone of A5 2016 runs on Android version of 5.1.1, which is the latest version of Lollipop. Obviously the Marshmallow update is set to be rolled in this particular handset soon, I guess. In storage department, in total we get a 16 gigs of internal storage, out of which 10 gigs was available to the users. Additionally, you can add a micro SD card that supports up to 128 gigs. The Galaxy A5 2016 model also has space for Otg support. So that does comes in handy by navigating any important stuff through your pen drive and connecting it via OTG to this particular device. So storage wise you get a lot of space to play around with. If you are a Samsung lover or a user of Samsung, you know that this particular phone also runs on the latest TouchWiz UI, and the look and feel wise it's quite similar, pretty much simple and very easy to use also. Under settings there are no special customizations, but yeah, obviously there are some of them that you can toggle behind and use them as per your will and your wish. There is not a lot of bloatware present in this new TouchWiz UI also, but then again you have apps like the S Health that does takes good care of your health too. Moving ahead, Smart Manager makes sure that your phone is optimized to the best possible level each and every time you use it, and select the clean all button all at once. This particular device also comes pre-installed the mix radio, the Opera Max and the USB backup. So these are very easy stuffs that comes along with this particular device, not a huge bloatware. Obviously you find the Google menus and the Microsoft apps also present over here in this particular device. It comes with radio, so that does comes in handy for FM lovers as well. Calling purposes, the voice is loud, crisp and clear. Numpads are evenly spaced, very spacious enough for good usage of one hand and even for users of any age. You do get the theme support in this particular device as well. You just need to register yourself with the theme store and you get the ability to download a lot of themes and customize your handset just as per your will. You get the screen grid, the widgets, the wallpapers. So pretty useful and basic stuff that we are quite accustomed to nowadays in Samsung's new TouchWiz UI. The Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 model has a 2900 mAh battery sealed at the back. Mind you, it's a great battery. It has a Super AMOLED display, 5.2 inch of screen and a lot to offer from the Android market, and you cannot let go of your phone for a slightest point of time because you do own a premium handset with this particular device. Then also the battery lasted close to 1.5 working day, and that is marvelous as far as my opinion goes, as because this handset has a lot to offer. Additionally, in this particular device, it supports your primary nano SIM as well as micro SD card up to 128 gigs, and you can easily eject them through the SIM ejector tool. The secondary SIM, which is also a narrow SIM, can also be found just at the top over here. So that way it's a pure delight using two SIMs and a micro SD card at the same point of time. Moving on with the display of the Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 model, it supports a Super AMOLED capacitive touch screen with 16 of colors. It has a 5.2 inch of screen display. It supports a resolution of 1080 into 1920 pixels. It has a pixel density of 424 ppi. It's protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 4 on the front as well as at the back, a result of which you get your handset to be scratch proof, but it's a finger magnet as I have told already. Display wise, it's the greatest of display that you will find in any of the handset whatsoever, any of the premium handset from Samsung nowadays. Obviously they do a great deal in the display department. Viewing angles, color saturations, brightness are clear, crisp and vibrant. They are pinpoint and perfect to a great deal. Talking about specs, it scores a healthy 35,413 in the Antutu benchmark test. Mind you, it's a great score. Digging deep into device info, you find that this particular handset runs on a Exynos 7580 Octa chipset. This is best for Indian versions. For outside India, it does runs on Qualcomm Snapdragon 615 chipset as well. In the processor department, it has two quad cores on Cortex-A53 that is clocked at 1.2 GHz and 1.5 GHz respectively. Additionally, it has one octa-core with Cortex-A53 with a clock speed of 1.6 GHz. It supports a GPU of Mali T720. It has 2 gigs of RAM. Those are huge and great figures at the end of the day. The power of the chipset, processor and RAM can easily be depicted while browsing the net and reading stuffs. It loads page very fast. It also makes sure that your navigation is user friendly to a great deal. Pinch to zoom works fine each and every time. There is no lagging whatsoever. The touch sensation is superb. So viewing angles are great, and obviously the display makes it a whole lot of easier for users of any age whatsoever while browsing or reading stuffs or browsing through your office files as well. Playing games is also a delight in this A5s or the A5 2016 model. 5.2 inch of screen, it's not a great deal, but then the Super AMOLED display and a vibrant display of Samsung Galaxy make sure of the fact that high-end games and any type of games or any type of movies that you watch in this particular device, you got to get a great experience. Lagging is simply out of the question. Mind you, even on very high usage of high-end games, and this being a full metal unibody with Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protection at the front and the back, still there is no extreme heating issues in this particular device. It tends to get a bit of warm. That is quite understandable because of the presence of the Gorilla Glass 4 protection at the front and the back, but then it's something that users can easily live with it. It's a great handset, great for multitasking as well. With the 5.2 inch of screen, you can divide your screen into two halves, as is quite evident in nowadays in this particular handset. So multitasking obviously gives you a great feeling. You can easily toggle behind the menus and also make one screen short and the other screen big, just simply tapping like that. So easily you can say for the vouch for the fact that multitasking is a pure delight and very easy to use in this particular device as well. Galaxy A5 2016 model obviously has our finger sensors over here. So that also is a new addition to this particular series of the 2016 model. If you want to see the performance of the speakers, let me just give you a live demo. On full volume, as you can see, it does gives you a great sound output. Volume levels are superb. It's not the highest or the loudest at the end of the day, but it's very sweet, crisp, clear, easy to hear. My only complaint is that the speaker grills are present just over here. So while playing the video just like that, if you place your finger over here, then the sound disappears to a great deal. But again, you move the hand away and it plays. So it may be a con, maybe a positive for any users. End of the day, it just adjust as per your handset. Finally, let's move to the camera of this Galaxy A5 2016 edition. Under settings, you find the normal customizations that says about the video size, grid lines, location tags, voice control. Pretty useful and simple stuffs. Over here, you get to toggle or play with the effects, the timer, the flash, or the aspect ratios whatsoever. So as per your selections, you can go ahead and select the modes. Also, you get the auto, the pro, the panorama, continuous shot, HDR, rich tone, night, and the ability to download all the other modes. I guess with a wonderful camera that it sports with a 13 megapixel shooter at the back with a focal length of f by 1.9 and a front camera of 5 megapixel shooter with similar focal length of f by 1.9, it does a great deal. Mind you, it has the capability to record videos at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Although I love to go with the auto mode. Let me just guide you through some of the pictures I've taken using this particular camera. In ample broad daylight conditions, you see that this particular image, it comes out perfect, no complaint whatsoever. In night conditions, indoor shooting, artificial lighting, the object came out perfect. So the power of the camera is very nicely depicted. Even for over here, with ample presence of light, you can get your perfect shot to a great deal, and the object that are captured via the camera comes out perfect. The clarity in the pictures is quite evident as is from this particular picture. Also the color contrast, edges, curves, saturations, each and everything are just perfect. Mind you, in total darkness where there was no source of light, the flash does comes in handy. It shoots a great deal. It's a very powerful flash and can take your pictures quite smoothly, as is quite evident from this particular picture itself. The front camera is not a disappointment. It shoots great selfies even in low light conditions, as is evident in this particular picture. It shot some of the great selfie. As far as my verdict goes for the Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 edition, it's priced something around 29,000 INR. You get some of the greatest display that you can ask for or boast of in this particular device. Performance is a great delight. 2 gigs of RAM does comes in handy. Plenty of storage options. Fingerprint scanners. A great camera. What more can you ask for? Obviously it gets your job done. Multitasking, playing games, browsing through office files, OTG support, finger sensors, what not is there in this particular device. On the con side, I can say that the battery, which is sealed at the back, and the 2900 milliampere of battery only, that way or the other, I can tell you that sealing battery is a fashion nowadays. So I cannot complain much in that particular aspect also. It gets most of your job done, and also you get a full metal unibody phone with Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the front at the back. Obviously those are finger magnets and get a lot of your finger impressions. But then again, those are minor things and you can easily live with that. So that way or the other, my vote for the Galaxy A5 2016 variation is definitely a thumbs up. Then again, it's my views and opinions. Do let me know your views and opinions in the comment section below. Hope this video helps. Stay subscribed to my channel to catch more interesting updates from me. That's it guys. Bye for now.